Good afternoon, all the students. Today, let us solve some problems related to this magnetism and matter chapter, which were given in previous competitive exams. Here is a question. The question, it is asked in AIEEE 2001. The question says, a thin circular disc of radius r is uniformly charged with sigma greater than 0 per unit area. The disc rotates about its axis with a uniform angular speed omega. The magnetic moment of the disc is, this is the question. They gave 4 options like this. The first option is 2 pi r power 4 sigma omega. Option B, pi r square sigma omega. Option C, pi r square by 2 sigma omega. Option D, pi r square by 4 sigma omega. These are the options given to us. We need to do the solution. Okay. Let us do the solution for this question. So, as per the question, a circular disc, this is a circular disc of radius r available with us. A circular disc of radius r is available with us. It is having surface charge density sigma greater than 0, and the disc rotates about its axis with an angular speed of omega. The same disc is rotating around its axis with angular velocity omega. What is the magnetic moment, capital M? You know that NIA is the general formula for magnetic moment. So, how to solve it? In order to solve this question, let me take an elemental strip. This is an elemental strip of the disc having radius x and thickness dx. Now, area of strip, if you cut the strip and if you arrange it in a linear way, it is like rectangle. So, for rectangle, length is nothing but circumference 2 pi x, thickness is dx. So, this is the area of the strip. Charge available on strip, dq, let me take charge on the strip. You know that sigma is the charge available per area. So Q is equal to sigma A. If you want dQ, sigma dA. Sigma into dA is the formula. So dA means area of the strip, nothing but dA. So the charge available on the strip is 2 pi x dx into sigma. As the disk is rotating, this charge is also getting rotated. Due to the motion of this charge, some current got developed. The current makes the generation of magnetic field with certain magnetic moment. We need to calculate that magnetic moment here. So because of the small element, some current got developed here. So current is nothing but I is equal to dq by dt. That is nothing but d by dt of charge available. Dt is the time taken. If I take only one revolution, then time taken is given by omega means 2 pi by time period. Here current is due to the motion of the charge available on the elementary ring, so it is also a small current. So small current which is passing is given by the charge that is flowing by time taken. We know that omega is equal to 2 pi by t. 1 by time period is called frequency. So omega is equal to 2 pi f. Omega is equal to 2 pi f. Now, it is 2 pi x dx into sigma by dt. When I want to introduce omega here, in one rotation, that means number of turns if I take, then the time interval becomes time period. So the time interval becomes time period. 1 by time period is called frequency. So it is 2 pi x dx into sigma into frequency. I can write because 1 by time period is frequency. Frequency is given by 2 pi f. So already here 2 pi is there. Now 1 by time period is called frequency. So it is omega x dx sigma. Now magnetic moment developed due to the small element dm is equal to nia. Number of turns is 1. Current passing here is omega x dx sigma. Area is pi r square. Nothing but here its radius is x. Pi x square is the area of the loop over which current is rotating. So when I need for entire disk integration, I should take omega is constant, sigma is constant, pi is constant, x cube dx. X varies from 0 to r. X varies from 0 to r. So integral dm will give total magnetic moment. X cube can have integration x power 4 by 4. So x power 4 by 4 0 to r. On substituting limits, pi r square by 4 sigma omega is the solution for the question. pi r square by 4 sigma omega is the solution for the question. Once again I am going to explain the solution. So pi r square by 4 sigma omega is the fourth option. This is the disk whose radius is r. I would like to find, due to the rotation of disk with angular velocity omega, what is the magnetic moment developed. The general formula for magnetic moment is NIA. In order to calculate the magnetic moment due to the entire disk, I considered a small elemental disk whose radius is x, thickness is dx. Area of this elemental strip is length into breadth. So 2 pi x is the length into breadth is dx, that is the area of the elemental strip. So the charge available on the strip is surface charge density into area. So this is the charge available on the strip. Once the strip is moving, it is generating some current. The strip is generating a small current di is equal to dq by dt. dq is nothing but we calculated by dt. If I take only one rotation, the time taken is nothing but time period. dt is nothing but t. 1 by time period is called frequency. 2 pi f is called omega. So this is the current developed due to the rotation of elemental strip for one time. Then the magnetic moment developed due to the elemental strip is given by NIA. Only one rotation we are taking means number of loops is 1. Current we calculated. Area is pi x square. Pi x square is the area over which the current is moving. Upon integration of this, we will get the magnetic moment due to entire disk. So fourth option is the right option for this question. One more question, let us see. The question, it was asked in AIEEE 2004, that is but JEE Mains. The question says, the length of a magnet is large compared to its width and breadth. The time period of its oscillation in a vibration magnetometer is 2 seconds. The magnet is cut along its length into 3 equal parts. And the 3 parts are then placed on each other with their like poles together. The time period of combination is the options are like this: 2 seconds, 2 by 3 seconds, 2 root 3 seconds, 2 by root 3 seconds. So this is the question, very simple question. You need not to know about vibration magnetometer and all. Here, this is a magnet. The time period of oscillation, they gave it as 2 seconds. The general formula for time period is 2 pi root I by MBH. In presence of earth magnetic field, it is going to do oscillations. Though the magnet is cut its length into 3 equal parts. Suppose total length of the magnet is 3L. When you cut it to 3 pieces, each piece is having length L. Again, you will have north pole, south pole, north pole, south pole, north pole, south pole, like this. We arranged the 3 magnets in such a way that north, south, north, south, north, south, like this, from a rigid support, and we made this setup to oscillate. What is the time period of this combination? Earlier, magnetic moment is nothing but pole strength into length of the magnet. Magnetic moment is nothing but pole strength. Let pole strength is M. Small m into length of the magnet 3L. Once you cut it into 3 pieces, new magnetic moment is equal to new pole strength into new length of the magnet. Pole strength will not change since area of cross section is not going to change. New pole strength is M only, new length of the magnet is L. So time period is proportional to square root of I by M, because BH is constant, 2 pi is constant at a given place. So time period in the first case, time period in the second case, T by T dash, if I take root of I by M, M dash by I dash. What is I? I is moment of inertia. Moment of inertia of a rectangular slab is mass of the object into M dash, let it be take L square plus B square by 12. Moment of inertia of the slab is mass into L square plus B square by 12. Now, what is the new moment of inertia and old moment of inertia? Old moment of inertia, let mass is M dash, length is 3L here, 3L whole square plus B square by 12. New moment of inertia I dash is given by mass becomes, each piece is having mass M dash by 3. Again, there are 3 pieces. So there is no change in mass. L square plus P square by 12. Now, I need to substitute the values here to get the answer. But here in the question, they mentioned a sentence that length of the magnet is very large compared to width and breadth. So you can neglect the breadth value when compared to length value. So what will happen to this old moment of inertia? mass of the magnet into, when I neglect breadth, it becomes 9L square by 12. What is the new moment of inertia? I dash is equal to mass again m dash only, because we rearranged them. Now, when you neglect breadth, L square by 12. So, if I substitute them here, I by I dash into m dash by m, that is equal to square root of I by I dash is 9, m dash by m, ml by 3 ml. ml gets cancelled, it will go for 3 times. So answer is root 3. Now, already they gave t value as 2. So 2 by t dash is equal to root 3, which implies t dash is equal to 2 by root 3 seconds. T by root 3 seconds. Sorry, 2 by root 3 seconds. This is the answer. Every sentence in the problem is very important. Everybody knows that length is greater than breadth and width. But we have to neglect the breadth or width when compared to length. So that is the sense of the question we have to infer from the given problem. So in vibration magnetometer, we will suspend a magnet with the help of a thread. It will do oscillations. The time period of oscillation, we derived this formula 2 pi root I by mbh. As bh is same in both the cases, time period is proportional to square root of I by m. In the first year, we studied about moment of inertia. Moment of inertia is m into L square plus b square by 12 for rectangular slab. So by applying these values, we calculated the solution for the given problem. Next question. AEEE 2003. Here the question says, a magnetic needle lying parallel to a magnetic field requires W unit of work to turn it through 60 degrees. The torque needed to maintain the needle in this position is. This is the question. They gave options: root 3 W, W, root 3 by 2 W, option D, 2 W. These are the options for the given question. So we need to solve this question. Let us solve it. If you read the question, the magnetic needle is lying parallel to the magnetic field. This is magnetic field B bar. Magnetic needle having north pole and south pole, if it is like this, so it is under stable equilibrium, and it is under stable equilibrium. It is under stable equilibrium. Requires W unit of work done to turn it through 60 degrees. So work done to turn a magnet is given by MB into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Here theta 1 is the angle between magnetic moment vector and magnetic field vector. Theta 1 is 0 degrees. Theta 2 60 degrees as per the question. So work done is W only, magnetic moment is M, strength of the magnetic field is B, cos 0 degrees minus cos 60 degrees. So W is equal to MB into 1 minus cos 60 1 by 2. So MB by 2 is the work required to rotate the needle through 60 degrees. What is the torque needed to maintain the needle in this position? Torque is M bar cross B bar. MB sin theta. So MB value you can have from here as 2W. So torque required is 2W. It should be kept at 60 degrees angle. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So 2W into root 3 by 2. 2 gets cancelled. Root 3W is the torque required to keep the needle in the same position. Root 3W is the torque required to keep the needle in the same position. So this problem tells us two formulae. Work done is MB into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Torque is M bar cross B bar. By knowing the two formulae, this problem can be solved very easily. I hope everybody followed this solution. Now let us see one or two medical entrance questions. MSET (2004) medical. They asked this question: a bar magnet used in vibration magnetometer, it's an instrument, is heated so as to reduce its magnetic moment by 36%. The time period of magnet is, that is the question. neglect the changes in the dimensions of the magnet. Neglect the changes in the dimensions of the magnet. So options are like this: increases by 36%, decreases by 36%, increases by 25%, decreases by 25%. Anyway, a magnet is under oscillatory motion. So the time period of oscillation is known to you, 2 pi root I by MBH. This is the formula you should use here. So magnet is heated so that to reduce the magnetic moment by 36%. Reduces the magnetic moment by 36%. Change in magnetic moment by original magnetic moment into 100 is 36. So new magnetic moment is old magnetic moment minus uh, %36 of M. For my convenience, if I take old magnetic moment as 100, new magnetic moment will be 64 because it is decreased by 36. What will happen to the time period? Whenever we heat it, its length and breadth are going to change. When length and breadth are going to change, moment of inertia is also going to change. Moment of inertia is given by m into L square plus B square by 12. But neglect the changes in the dimensions of the magnet, they said. So length and breadth are not going to change. Moment of inertia is also not going to change. So time period is proportional to 1 by square root of m. So new time period by old time period is equal to, as it is inversely proportional, old magnetic moment by new magnetic moment. New time period by old time period is equal to old magnetic moment by new magnetic moment. Old magnetic moment is 100, new magnetic moment is 64. Similarly, let me take old time period as 100. I will calculate new time period. Now, T dash by 100 is equal to 10 by 8, nothing but 5 by 4. T dash is equal to 5 by 4 into 100, 125. We took the value as 100, now it become 125. So it increased by 25%. Increased by 25%. That is the answer for this question. So While solving these percentage problems, we should be taking a procedure. The procedure is initial magnetic moment, let me take as 100. Final magnetic moment is 64. How do you know? Decreased by 36%. If it is decreased to 36%, the final magnetic moment is 36. Decreased by 36 means 100 minus 36 is 64. So by taking 100 as initial values, if we are able to calculate the final values, then you will get the solution very simple. You will get the solution very simple. One more question. In the same medical entrance exam, they asked, always you remember that time period of oscillation of a magnet is 2 pi root I by mbh. I is the moment of inertia, bh is the horizontal component of earth magnetic field. By knowing that formula, you can solve the question. One more question. Same. MSET 2004 medicine. It's also a simple question. Two magnetic isolated north poles. Actually, they never exist, but as per the problem, they gave two magnetic isolated north poles, each of strength m, each of strength m ampere meter is placed comma 1 at each of the two vertices of an equilateral triangle of side A, equilateral triangle of side A. The resultant magnetic induction at the third vertex is, options are given like this: mu naught by 4 pi into m by a square, mu naught by 4 pi into root 2 m by a square. Option C, mu naught by 4 pi into root 3 m by a square. Option D, mu naught by 2 pi into m by a square. These are the options for the question. The question is, two magnetic isolated north poles, each of strength m, are kept at each of the two vertices of a equilateral triangle of side A. The resultant magnetic induction at the third vertex is very, very simple question. Within 2 steps we can solve it. Solution. This is an equilateral triangle of side A. At two vertices, suppose at this vertex of isolated north pole of strength m, pole strength m is kept. the resultant magnetic induction. Now I need magnetic induction at this point, at the third vertex. Magnetic induction field means force experienced by unit north pole. If I keep 1 ampere meter north pole here, this north and north will repel each other, so it experiences B1 this side. Because of this, it experiences B2 this side. The angle between them is, as it is 60 degrees, it is also 60 degrees. B1, B2 both are having identical magnitudes, mu naught by 4 pi into m by a square. Because another pole strength of pole strength is 1. Another north pole is having pole strength 1. So resultant magnetic field means square root of B1 square, B2 square, 2 B1 B2 cos theta, as per parallelogram law. So it is square root of mu naught by 4 pi m by a square whole square, mu naught by 4 pi m by a square whole square, 2 into B1 B2 into cos 60. B1 B2 both are same only, mu naught by 4 pi into m by a square whole square cos 60. Cos 60 is 1 by 2, 2 gets cancelled. The same squares for 3 times are available. So root 3 mu naught by 4 pi m by a square. So that is the answer, root 3 mu naught by 4 pi m by a square. Option C is the right answer. Very, very simple. By knowing the definition of magnetic induction, force experienced by unit north pole placed at a point, and by knowing the parallelogram law, we can solve the question. Very, very simple. Thank you.